already know what it is. It's your homegirl, Lottie Dottie. I'm in the building hanging out with Retro, and he ain't never lied.
Say, man, you know what it is, man. Special guest in the building. Much love and respect to my man, Retro, stopping through, y'all. Y'all know what to do.
Big Cell. You still keeping it 100.
Hey now, this is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, home of the Moto Mob where legends are made. You are now tuned in to the Retro Philosophy Show. Like, share, and subscribe. You know what to do. Press play.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this your man Kodak, the most hated, coming to you live from the Retro Philosophy Show, where I always listen to my man, 50 Grand, Pastor Retro. You know what it is.
Nothing but the righteous. Nothing but the righteous. Nothing but the righteous shall see God. Oh, shall see God.
Gotta find the Retro Philosophy Show. Let's get ready to go live. Can't miss an episode.
You already know what it is. It's your homegirl, Lottie Dottie. I'm in the building hanging out with Retro, and he ain't never lied.
Ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie. It's your boy Retro. Let you know that registration for Mission 448 is open. You can register today and ride the four corners of your state or multiple states. Who's going to be the first to collect the four corners of each of the lower 48 states? Hashtag Who's Got Next. Register today and ride the four corners of your state. Yo, what's up, everybody, including Lottie Dottie? You already know what it is. It's your boy Retro with you on today. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I can't speak for nobody but myself when I say this. And when I say this, I declare and I decree it. I will rejoice and I will be glad in it. Look at here now. Look at here now. God has been better to me than I have been to myself. Hope everybody's having a great day on today, man. I really do. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Every time I go live, it is for the purpose of hopefully encouraging someone. And some days that person is myself, and some days it's somebody that I don't know, and some days it's somebody that definitely needs it, and some days it's for somebody who didn't know that they need it. But every day it is my desire to encourage somebody. How y'all doing on today? We want to talk to you for a short minute. I got a couple things I also want to share with you. Let me do this real quick. All right, there we go. Bada boom, bada bang. We'll go ahead and get that on the screen. Telephone number scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you desire to call in and be a part of the conversation on this morning, you are certainly welcome to do so. 704-235-8408. The question is, who raised you and what happened? Who raised you and what happened? I don't want you to take offense, but I want to just kind of that shock. I want that to hit you because some of us are doing some things that doesn't reflect our upbringing. Years ago they had the bracelets, WWJD, what would Jesus do? Sometimes we don't even have to go that deep. What would mama do? What would daddy do? That could be kind of tricky there as well. So we'll leave that alone. But seriously speaking, man, I want to ask you, who raised you? If someone had to take responsibility for your behavior, who would it be? A while ago, they were talking about, as it related to truancy, that parents could be arrested for the children's lack of attendance and things of that nature. And it's a tricky conversation, and it's a tricky situation because a lot of times kids do what they were not taught. I'm a living witness. I dropped my mother off yesterday. We brought her to the hospital, me and my siblings, for her knee surgery. She did her right knee several months ago, and now she's back doing her left knee, which she did on yesterday. And I'm a very jovial person. If you know me, you probably know that. I try not to meet a stranger, and I try to make everybody at least smile, if not laugh. So we're there at the hospital, and I'm just being me, my siblings said acting like my daddy. But anyway, we were there and joking with the nurses who were taking her information and stuff like that. And I said to the nurse, I said, it's my fault she's got bad knees. Because I kept her on her knees praying for me. Yeah, and that's so true, man. I mean, my mama, that song said, my mama prayed for me. My mama prayed for me, man. And I apologize, Ma, because, some days it was just, oh my goodness, I put that woman through. There were many nights that she, wondered if I was going to come home, if I was safe, and, oh my goodness, man. It was, and so Mama, I'm sorry. But I say all that to say this, my mother and my daddy, they did a great job. They did an awesome job raising us four siblings together. They taught us right. They exampled good behavior, what it meant to be a good human. You hear me say this, and I've been saying it more and more. And I even had the conversation, I think it was yesterday, with one of the nurses or somebody there at the facility. Oh, no, it was when I went to go vote. I was talking with, as a matter of fact, Margot. Shout out to Miss Margot. Before you try to be a great preacher, before you try to be a great pastor, a great husband, a great biker, a great this, a great that, a great whatever, start out with first just being a good human being. Oh, my goodness. OMG. It's too quiet in Mount Nebo on this morning. And so, my parents taught us, exemplified in front of us how to be good people. My dad used to tell us, he says, look at here, son, you may not bring home A's and B's, but one thing we not going to tolerate is you coming home with low scores for attitude, for behavior. You don't have to be a whiz kid to just behave. And so that was instilled in me at a very young age. And then they turned around and told me, if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I didn't always listen to that advice, but nor did you. A lot of us were given great advice, good advice, and we didn't always follow it or listen to it. But when we get a little older, we kind of learn. At least I know I did, thank God. So the question is, who raised you animals? I should have had some kind of animal sound right there. That'll have to do. Who raised you animals? I mean, what is going on? We are living in a society that they will pull out the camera and begin to record and not even try to get the animal off of you, or not even try to assist you. They'll sit there and watch you slide down the cliff, but they're not going to help because they got to get that. They got to record it. They got to get that, that what do you call it? That viral moment, that viral video. And it's weird is what it is. It's strange. It's foreign for me, but for some, I guess it's not foreign and it's not strange. It's normal. And that should not be. I'm going to show you guys a video here in just a little bit, and then we're going to talk about a couple teachable moments from this video. And hopefully someone will be encouraged, inspired, uplifted, edified, whatever the case may be. But I want you to pause for a moment, and I want you to think about your actions. I want you to think about the motives behind your actions. I want you to think about those who are promoting the motives behind your actions. See, some people will promote you to do this, that, and the other because they enjoy the limelight. They enjoy, what they can benefit from the way things are going. But what happens when it begins to crash and burn? I made a statement yesterday. I intentionally ran out of gas to see if those who were riding with me would help me push. And sometimes the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, that they will ride with you, but they won't push with you. I said they will ride with you, but they won't push with you. And every now and again, hear me good and hear me loud and clear. Sometimes God will put you in a situation, a predicament. He will allow a circumstance to arise to test you. And not only test you, but to allow you to see who's really in your circle. Let's borrow a few moments from the life of our brother Job. Y'all remember Job? Job was one of the richest men in the earth at his time, during his time. He was very blessed, and he began to experience one plight after the other. He lost his children, he lost his cattle, he lost his land, he lost his health. He lost everything. But the most sad thing that he lost was the support of his wife. Because you'll see in the text where his wife says, you ought to just curse your God and die. Which tells me quite a few things. She did not identify Job's God as their God. She didn't say, you ought to curse our God and die. Because if she had identified Job's God as her God, she would have never gave that type of advice. Y'all got to hear me good, man. I'm preaching better than you praising. And I ain't even going to put my Cash App up. This is free this morning. It's free this morning. She tells Job, you ought to curse your God and die, which leads me to believe that she had some other kind of God that she was leaning on, that she was, but here's the deal. Here's the thing, what you got to see and what you got to understand. Some people will not even recognize nor serve your God, but they will ride with you because of what you got. Job was rich. I seen a video, and I seen several of them, where there were very rich people. As a matter of fact, Coming to America was one as well, where he wanted to find a bride, a queen, if you will, but he didn't want to find one based on his true status, because he was afraid that they may want him only because of his riches, because of his status, because of his position. So what does he do? He comes to America, hence the movie title, Coming to America. And what other place to find a queen than Queens, New York? Oh, y'all, anybody else watch the movie Coming to America? If you have not seen that movie, something's wrong with your cabeza, okay? And you need to get it checked out. Cabeza is your okay, all right. And so he gets to Queens, and he plays, he portrays to be a pauper. He portrays to be a broke individual. Because he wants to find love, and he doesn't want someone to love him for what he has. Who am I preaching to on this morning? Job was in a very similar, I can't say he was in a similar situation, but the point that I'm extracting from this story of Coming to America is the fact that sometimes people will want you for what you have, and they will stick with you as long as you get what you have. But when Job lost the riches and the fortune and even the fame, because his friends, they came and they just sat down and just looked at him. They ain't have too much to say, but they just looked at him. And you can look at that two different ways. We don't have time to dig into that right now, but Job lost everything, even the respect of his wife. Did he ever have it to begin with? See, sometimes in life you will rise and you will achieve everything your little heart can desire, and then God to take it away. You'll lose it. But I'm a firm believer that if you're not a one-hit wonder, you can get it back. Yeah, you if you did it once, you should be able to do it again. And so Job's wife was, in my opinion, perhaps, possibly, potentially, allegedly, a gold digger. Yeah. I remember years ago I was going to Duggan Junior High School. And, that's when I was wearing the high top fade with the part down the side and the Kwame dye up the front. Yeah. And there was this girl who will remain nameless. And she was cute as a button. I mean, she was fine. She was pretty. She had the whole package, and Lord knows I had her attention, but I want to get her attention. Hey, watch out there now. Okay. And so I got her attention, and we go out on a date. It was a triple date. It was me, Hopeton, Julian, her friend, and another young lady. So the 6 of us is out on this date. We go to the movies. Hopeton, what's going on, fam? You watching, man? You out there, bro? You remember this. And so, we out there, and we on this date, and and so we get to the movies now, and I ask her what she want, and she says, I want some Twistlers. And now she ain't talking to me. She's just talking to the guy behind the register now, and she's ordering this, and then she orders that. And I'm like, okay, hold. I'm saying to myself, okay, I'm gripping my pocket because I'm like, good Lord, y'all know movie food is expensive, right? Look here, bro. That girl ordered so much stuff. I immediately knew she wasn't for me. I said, this little gold digging heifer, right? I can't afford her. No, sir, no, ma'am. I can't afford her at all. And I literally lost interest in that girl. She was pretty. She was fine. She was all of that. But she gave me gold digging vibes. First date, she ordering everything. I said, She taught me a lesson that night. She taught me a lesson that night. I kid you not. And so I wonder if Job had this kind of a woman. She was with him because of what she can get out of him, but never took the opportunity to pour anything into him. Let me tell you, you can spread them legs, but that ain't pouring into your man. I'm just saying, just because you bend over and you give it to him every time, that's not pouring. Am I going a little too vulgar this morning, y'all? I'm so sorry if I am.
I done said all I
I'm so sorry.
No, I know.
A lot of people like to hold back, but I don't hold back.
I'm
nothing.
sorry. Let me get myself together. Okay. Yes, sir. Listen to me. You got to realize pouring, and it goes both ways. Pouring into your spouse goes far beyond the satisfaction level in the boom boom room. I'm just saying. Because quite frankly, they can get that anywhere. I mean, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's the truth. So I needed a woman that would see me for who I was, and could also see me for who I will become. And I needed one, and I found one too. And that would not only see it, but that would position herself, that would posture herself. Come on, somebody, to help me ultimately help us get to where we got to get to. The Bible talks about a virtuous woman, and how a virtuous woman, she doesn't tear down her home, but she builds her home. She doesn't tear down her man, but she builds her man. Who am I preaching to on this morning? You don't like what he's doing. You don't like how he's acting, this, that, and the other. My question to you is, are you pouring into him? Are you pouring into her? Or are you just draining them? I didn't mean to go here this morning, but we're here now. We's here now. And so who raised you? I mean, who raised you animals to think that you can just treat somebody's child any kind of a way and it be all right? I'm not even talking about with the parents. I'm talking about with their creator. Y'all better get it together. Y'all better get it all the way together, because I know your mama raised you better than that. Come on now. I know your daddy raised you better. I know your auntie raised you better. I know your uncle raised you better than that. See, some of us have had adults in our lives who did horrible things, but they still told you better. So you can't even blame it on what you saw. Because, there are some situations that some folk grew up in that it just was what it was. But they did what they did so you wouldn't have to. I made a statement the other day. Some may agree and some may not. Jesus flipped tables so we wouldn't have to. He flipped those tables so I wouldn't have to. And him flipping the tables, it told me what tables not to sit at. Y'all ain't hear me up in here this morning. He flipped those tables. I paid attention, and now I know what tables not to sit at. Therefore, I don't have to flip tables. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, folks? We cannot take and use for an excuse what we saw done. We've got to learn from what we saw done and avoid the pitfalls that lie therein. Well, I was raised this way and this is what I saw growing up. And you mean to tell me you didn't learn the lesson from what you saw? You saw it firsthand. So you should know how important it is for you to rise above it. You should know how important it is for you to distance yourself from what? The foolishness. Yeah. The foolishness. So I also made a statement, and we did a show several weeks ago, or at least a few weeks ago, talking about the different types of OGs. Yeah, OGs, and OGs. OGs, original gangsters. OGs, those that offer guidance. OGs, those that were, they were there, but they really didn't know what was going on. And then you got the OGs. They're just old and goofy. Don't be the last one. The last two you kind of want to stay away from. You know what I mean? But the first two are very important to learn from. The original gangsters would set it off, and they would, and they wouldn't have no remorse. The OGs, the one that offered guidance, they were of the same regime, if you will, but they saw a different perspective. Come on, somebody. They saw a better outcome that could be had, and they would then begin to offer guidance to lead you around certain pitfalls that they themselves either fell in or were stuck in. I love those OGs, man, because there were so many pitfalls in life that I did not see. They saw it, and they didn't wait for me to fall in and to laugh at me, but they took it. They took a teachable moment and they taught us little folk how to maneuver. Who raised you animals? You know better. Do better. The Bible says, have we quoted the Bible yet? Okay, let's do so. This is the Retro Philosophy Show. The Bible says, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. If you a man, do man things. Put away the childish things and be a man about it. It's hard being a man sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. I never forget my daddy. I miss him dearly. I've got this memory etched in my brain, etched in my mind, and in my heart, and in my spirit even. My parents separated when I was young, but my dad was still in the picture. And so he, after him and my mom split up, he actually was living with his sister, my aunt. He had a, little upstairs apartment, little attic room or whatever. And I never forget this one day I was over there and we get up there and my dad was there. He had some music playing in the background. I probably have some of the same 8 tracks that he was playing that day. I got him out there in my building. And I can't wait to get the man cave together so I can put his 8 tracks and his records where they need to be and things of that nature. And of course the room was full of smoke because he smoked the Marlboros, and he had a thing of Johnny Walker Red over to the over by the window full of 50-cent pieces, and and we were talking about something, and this is what my dad would say so much, C1s, and good morning, C1s. Thank you for joining us. He says, when you're older, son, you'll understand. He said, when you're older, you'll understand. You know, there are some things that you just cannot explain to a child because they don't have the capacity to understand. That's why the psalmist said, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. You as a man have got to make the decision to put away the childish things. You got to say, you know what? I don't want this pacifier anymore. You know what? I don't want milk anymore. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do real man things. And real man things sometimes challenge your core. Doing grown up stuff will challenge your philosophy. It will challenge you. My daddy said, son, when you're older, you'll understand. I know now, as I look back, different moments where my father was hurting. I kid you not. And then I didn't really understand. But now, as I look back, a man myself, who has experienced some things and who have, I look back and now I know what that look was, that expression was, that I know it. I know it, but here's the thing. I never once saw or heard my daddy complain. My daddy was a real OG. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, C1s. You know what it is, man. Great minds think alike. Let's make some noise for C1s in the building, folks. My daddy was a G, man, on so many different levels. And but he said one day, he said, when you're older, you'll understand. What he was saying was, when you mature, when you're grown, when you put away childish things. Because come on, man, some stuff, when we get to acting real childish, there's no way we can receive wisdom because we too busy throwing a tantrum. The OG's trying to put game down and you just, nah. Who raised you animals? Come on, bro. I know mama did better than that. I know daddy did better than that. I know your science teacher did better than that. Because here's the reality, guys. You're not always going to get it from the ones you think you ought to get it from. In a perfect world, your mother and your father would nourish you and nurture you, and they would, protect you, and they would surround you with all this love. And but the reality is sometimes mama was so stressed out, daddy was so stressed out, and they were about to lose their mind themselves, and they missed the opportunity to be the parents that they needed to be. But thank God for the community. Thank God for the village. Thank God for the circle. Come on now. And so those who didn't get it from mama and didn't get it from that, you got it from somebody. Yeah, there was a science teacher, there was a history teacher, there was a math teacher, there was a gym teacher, there was a Sunday school teacher, there was somebody, there was a bus driver. There was somebody that deposited wisdom, knowledge, understanding, etc., etc., etc. And so when I say who raised you, don't tell me, well, my daddy wasn't in the picture. I don't care. I don't want to say that because I do care. But I'll say that's still not an excuse. Because many of us were exposed to a village, to a community, to a neighborhood. I remember Miss Dot. I don't know if Miss Dot is still with us or not. It's been, oh my goodness, it's been forever since I've heard from her. She had two daughters that I can remember. Deborah was one, and Denise might have been the other one. And Deborah had a little son named Daryl, and Daryl was so fond of me and my little brother. I mean, he followed us everywhere we went. I mean, oh man, Daryl, he was a cool little kid, man, and but Miss Dot, my goodness, she would get you. Whoo, she caught my brother and I one time playing with fire down in the apartments, and we were the apartments had the little cellar that was all concrete. And we were over by the laundromat. That particular apartment building had the laundromat in the bottom apartment area. and we had that pyro spirit on us, and we were playing with fire, and we lit that thing up, and it got bigger than we could control. Couldn't put it out. We was paranoid. We didn't know what we was panicking. That's what we was doing. We was panicking, and so now we had to run. And that was about 2 apartments up to the house, grabbing Mama's spaghetti pot, filling it up with water, trying to come back over there and put it out. Boy, Dot saw us, man, and got on us, and told my mama, man, listen here. What's my point? My point is, we had a village, we had a neighborhood, we had a community, and what Mama didn't see, somebody saw, and they were corrected. We got to get back to the village, guys. We really do. We really do. So who raised you? And what happened? What happened? Now, for me, as I was stating, you know, my mother and my father, I think they did a really good job raising, you know, me and my 3 other siblings. But I did get to a point in life where I began to make bad choices on my own. And I did a whole lot to go out of the way so that they wouldn't see and find out. Because my parents knew people in the city. You understand what I'm saying? Let's see here. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Miss Watson. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I am live. I want you to hold on one second. I'm going to see if I can bring your audio in, if you're okay with that. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hey.
Okay, how are you doing this morning?
I am doing great this morning. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Why are you not on an exotic island resting and recovering from all the hard work you've been doing these several past months?
Well, that was the plan.
Okay.
However, I have very recently joined a firm, Lake Norman Realty.
Okay.
And selling real estate, and I completed, it was really funny, I completed my classes back in June, and I've just been kind of doing it on the low, working with real estate on the low, you know, just behind the scenes, managing the nonprofit and the marketing business, and really just trying to do the work for our community and just working. And now I can truly just focus on the things that I need to do with my business.
Okay.
And that's it. So I'm down here at work in Mooresville.
Well, let me say this, ladies and gentlemen, those who are listening, we are blessed to have with us on this morning the one and only Kimberly Watson. Kimberly, if you would real quick, just explain to them who you are, because they may not know. I'm going to pull up your page so that they can see why you explain to them who you are.
Okay. So my name is Kimberly Watson, and I'm a Statesville native, currently serving on Statesville City Council. I ran for mayor because we had some things that we had not quite completed that were super important to me, like affordable housing.
Yep.
And those things were on the ballot. We had some, you know, major things happening in East Statesville and West Statesville that were, you know, critically important to me as a council member. And I really wanted to run for the city to make sure that those things happened. We had our city election on Tuesday, November 4th. And I did not win, but I'm super excited still super excited about the direction of our city. I hold everyone in direct esteem that won their election. We will have a new mayor. His name is Doug Hendricks.
Okay.
And, you know, we've had the same mayor for about 28 years. Costi Cute will be retiring this year. We're losing 4 people. Well, 4 people are retiring. So it was Costi, Jeff Johnson, Joe Hudson, and Steve Johnson. We're leaving council. And so we're going to have an opportunity, and I'm continuing to call it an opportunity because anytime you get new people, you're you know, there's a learning curve, but you work with them. Guys, we've got to make sure that we just stay focused on who our leadership is, and we've got to make sure that our leadership is representing us. Now, I tell everybody all the time, people that run for office, they're running for you.
They're running for us. Absolutely.
They work for you. And so I know I got phone calls, emails, and different things from people in our community. We're absolutely going to have to hold these people accountable in that same esteem. And so, I heard a lot of people say yesterday, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. You're going to have to make yourself known.
Right.
You're going to have to, make yourself known to people and make sure that they, stay in your communities, that they understand your community, that they come to your community. So invite them. A lot of work that still needs to be done. Like I said, we're revitalizing East Statesville. I want and hope and pray that still continues. And then the same thing in West Statesville. There's some great plans for West Statesville and South Statesville. We just got some good things coming, and I just hope and pray that the growth and the progress that we have worked so hard for the last couple of years continues.
That part right there. Let me backtrack a little bit. Okay, so you did not win, obviously, and unfortunately.
Right.
But how do you feel about the effort that you gave it? Because you were really close. It's not like you were, only got like 50 votes. I mean, you did really well.
Right. Well, I do want to say that, we worked really hard. We worked really, really hard. Everything kind of started back in June. We knocked a lot of doors, made a lot of phone calls, did a lot of conferences, spent a lot of time with groups answering questions and concerns, and I feel like I ran a good race, and that's all I can do. I tell people every day that when you're voting for somebody, you can't get mad at people for not voting for you. You
right.
can't, you can't be bitter, you can't be ugly, because at the end of the day, it's a person's right to vote.
Mm-hmm.
We had about 15% of the people in Statesville come out to vote, which that's not a great percentage of the 18,800 voters that we have out there, but it was more than we've ever had in a municipal election. So things are definitely changing. People are paying a little bit more attention.
Mm-hmm.
I give credence to the people that did their homework, because like I said, at the end of the day, it's for you. And so when you look at the direction of where our city was 3 years ago when I came onto council, and, I say it again, I say it all the time, we had staff that hadn't had raises in 8 years. We had a pretty conservative council at the time
Mm-hmm.
that was really super hyper focused on downtown. And I love downtown. I tell people every day I love the downtown area, but Statesville as a whole has to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to say again, we elected a lot of those people again. So I think we had a great mix of people on council before. It was about 50-50, and we kind of went the other way this time. It was a nonpartisan race, but, your parties are still with you. So it kind of tells you, the people that you're working with and that we elected. And I don't think we learned enough from the presidential election. I'm just going to leave it there.
We'll just leave it there.
Just leave it out of that.
Yeah. Well, job well done for your approach as well as your effort. I want to ask you this: and again, congratulations to Mr. Hendricks on his nomination, or I should say his him being elected. How do you think that he will do? Well, let me ask it this way: how many of your the things that you're concerned about do you think that he will address? Do you think that we are far from what things would have been had you made it in?
I think that this council, I trust and hope that people will do the right thing for our city.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know. I can reach out to the community and ask if you've ever heard of any of these people, and everybody's going to say no.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good thing. And so I know that these people are staples in our community.
Mm-hmm.
I just ask and hope that the 6 people that are coming on council will really make themselves available to all citizens. I can't say. I hope and pray that they do. I think that they're nice people, but it's a big difference between being nice and being representative.
I understand 100%. Where does Kimberly go from here? What does the future look like for Kimberly other than real estate, politically speaking?
politically speaking, I'm gonna say this. When I came on council, I never intended to stay long.
Okay.
And so when people are like, "Oh, you shouldn't run, you should do this," and I'm gonna tell you something. I came on council to do work, and I did a lot of the things that I came on council to do. The crime was really bad when I came on council. We've corrected those things. South Statesville is better. The city of Statesville is better for it.
Okay.
We've given our employees raises. We are working with Statesville High School to improve things over there. We have a better relationship with the school system than we've ever had. We're working with them on some great projects that will improve our city. Same thing with the county. We did not have a great relationship with the county, but we are working on those relationships, and we're moving those things forward so that Statesville is not operating in a silo anymore. I think Lisa Pearson that is on council and David Jones that is currently on council, they work hard. They do great work. I do not think that they will let things go to the wayside like affordable housing. We've worked really, really hard on those things. Hopefully we'll have a vote before the end of the year to try to move some of those things forward, where we're taking care of an affordable housing fund that Lisa Pearson and I initiated a couple of months ago. We've still got some time. I'll be on council until the end of December.
Okay.
And so we've just got some projects in the works that we're really working hard to get pushed through. Like I said, it was never my intent to stay on council for 20, 30 years. I do not think that's necessary. I honestly feel like when you come to do a job, that if you're doing the work and you're doing it the right way, it's not going to take you 30 years to get it done.
I couldn't agree anymore.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like term limits should be in for all jobs. I mean, even in my professional life, I don't want to do something for 30 years.
Right.
And anybody that knows me knows that I've never done that. I go in, I get the work done, and I move on to the next project. That is just me. Angel Wings is a nonprofit that I have that is still going strong down at Third Creek Middle School and across the city, across the county, as a matter of fact. That's never stopped. I'm busy and I'm excited. And so, as far as the real estate, that is, you want to buy or sell some property, give me a call. That is the reason that I was calling Mr. McIver this morning, because there's just so many opportunities.
And we will definitely talk about that, because we've been talking, and when I say we, the family, and so we got a few things that we want to do, and hopefully sooner than later. So we will definitely have that conversation, and I'll fill you in on everything that we've been talking about, and see if you can help us to meet those goals. I have a saying: if you do it right, you don't have to do it forever.
Right? No.
Yeah. So.
And it's just that simple. So that 4 years, if I had one, as mayor, probably would have been it for me, because. At the end of the day, like I said, I don't think it's something that people should just sit in. I think that new visions, new opportunities, new people come into an area, and we need to respect that. And so, the new council will have an opportunity to share their vision and grow their visions across Statesville. I just hope that vision is growth and change, because I feel like we've been stagnant for far too long. And I just hope and pray that we just don't go backwards. And, I think that if the citizens, truly pay attention and stay aware, make sure that you're talking with your newly elected council and making sure that they understand what you need, because that's the critical piece of it. If you stay aware, you stay involved, they will listen to you. If you don't, we fall back by the wayside like we have done for 20 or 30 years as a city. We all saw these things happening in our city, and we sat back and we watched it happen, and we allowed it to happen. And I'm saying we, because I did it too. And so, saying all that, I hope people truly understand that when you work in a community, you live in a community, you've got to stand up for your community.
True indeed.
And so, like I said, we've got some projects happening over in the historical district in Garfield that we did get the designation done with the state. We've got some work over there that we are really working hard to make sure that those things happen in the Black Historic District. But again, guys, you gotta have people that believe in those things like you believe in them. And I don't know. Please go talk to your constituents, because I hope they do. But that is it's going to be a very different council.
Yeah.
And further along down the lines politically, I had David Jones on council. He was like, "Oh, you can run for county commissioner." I said, "Absolutely not."
What is it? Absolutely not, huh?
Like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I ran for people. Like I said, I ran because we had rampant crime. Our schools were not doing well, and
would you run again for mayor, for the position of mayor?
God, no.
You
No.
wouldn't do it again?
No. I think that the people have spoken. They've said what they want, and like I said, you have people that want change, and you have people that don't. And I think that when you give people an opportunity to vote, which it truly is an opportunity, you made a choice, and so I think you vote for what you want, and I think, like I said, the people of Statesville have spoken. The two people that were ahead of me, I had like 1,000 votes, not without a lot of conflict and misinformation that was floating around in the community. And I hate that part. I hate that. And I do want to speak on that for a minute. I feel like people talk about politics all the time, and they're like, "Oh, politics is bad. Politics is this." Politics should not be bad. Politics should be a meeting of the minds of people that want to work for the community. So I'll say this, and I'll just say it. People that lie and create animosity and create systems of fear and misinformation to try to get ahead is disgusting. And it's sad that people feel like they have to do that to win.
Yeah.
And so, I say it again to the people in the community that know me. I've been in this community for almost, I'm going to say 50 plus years. So a couple of years I wasn't here and lived in other places. But for the most part, 50 plus years. I've always had an excellent reputation, worked hard, taken care of people, do it every day. That's not going to stop. That work is not going to stop. And, so for the people that listen to the rhetoric and question the rhetoric instead of picking up the telephone and just asking somebody or doing your own research, I think that we've got to do better with that. I think that as a community, we've got to look at the information. We've got to research, and we've got to listen, because still 13% of 18,000 people, that's bad.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think we learned enough from, the last presidential election where, we had a lot of men that didn't vote, still didn't vote. And, when we begin to get the numbers and break down the numbers, I'd love to have a conversation with you, next week after everything kind of comes out, and just line up some of these things and just kind of share with the community what those numbers shook out to be. But when you're talking about children and families and, the people that in the community that I hear from, you want things for youth, you want activities, you want things for children and families, but you got to show up.
Yeah. Well,
you got to show up. You got to advocate for yourself.
I think that's a great idea, Kim. We'll have a conversation, and let's see if we can set up a forum for a later date where we can sit down, have you back on the show, have a couple other guests, maybe Jed, maybe also Sheldon, and maybe a few others, and let's talk about the process and how things worked out and where we go from here. I think that'd be a great conversation.
Absolutely, it is, because you definitely got to stay involved. You can't just shut down, and that's what I tell people. I'm definitely not going anywhere. I'm still on multiple boards across the city, and like I said, with Angel Wings and nonprofit, working down at Third Creek Middle, working in retail. Working in real estate, guys. I'm definitely not going anywhere.
Right.
And those are the kind of mentalities and attitudes that we have to have across the board. We've done the work. You put the information out there. Like I said, we have more voters than we've ever had before in a municipal election. We just have to keep that same energy and, just make sure that people are just staying aware. There's a lot of new communities. I feel like people don't feel connected so much, but, hopefully now that we've knocked on those doors and reached out to those people, they will kind of understand, join the city pages, really just get involved. And really just, we just got to have a group of people or an inclusive group of people that is staying focused and active in our community. communities, because you're never going to have a good community if you don't have active participation from the community.
That is correct. That is correct. And you said something earlier, and I'll let you go, but you said, the people have spoken. And you know what, Kim? They absolutely have, because you didn't do too shabby at all. So regardless of the outcome, the people have spoken, and they've spoken loud and clearly. So as Natalie James has said here, she's commented, she says, keep striving for excellence, Miss Watson. So there are people out here that see you, and in my humble opinion, you ran this race with dignity and poise, with elegance and grace. And we can't always address every lie. A lie runs a whole lot faster than the truth, but the truth will always outlive a lie.
Absolutely.
So responding to such rhetoric, it's unproductive. I know emotionally sometimes we want to just, stomp it out but from what I saw, I was proud to say that my vote went to you, because
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So again, we want to encourage you to keep on striving for excellence, keep on doing your thing. And you ain't going nowhere. You still got work to do.
Right. And so that's what I said. So I've been sending emails to the city manager this morning. Okay, what about this? And what about this? And what about this?
Yeah.
Really just trying to get some of these projects done and out of the way, because at the end of the day, I love this city.
Yeah.
And I'm like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here. I'll be working. You'll see me in the community. I mean, I probably see more people in a week than most people see in 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Because I'm always out in the community. And that is what you need to strive for. If you're not seeing your elected officials out in your communities, you need to be in their offices seeing them. You need to make your faces known, make your presence known, make sure that they know you. And I want to say something else real quick, because it's the funniest thing. People think that being the mayor is I think they think that the mayor has so much power, as the council has power. It's not the mayor. And so I want to tell you that you have 9 elected officials that work for you every day. And you need to be in their faces. You need to be active and allocating for the things that you need. You've got to be there. You got to show up. And so, like I said, we got to stop that whining and complaining. Oh, I wish we had this. I wish we had this. I wish we had this. Guys, you can't wish. And you got to work to get things done. So saying all that to say, I'm pretty sure that there are people out there that, are considering running for office, that see things in the communities you may not like, or things that are in your communities that you love and, want to see go further. Guys, please get involved. There are boards. There are so many different opportunities in our city that we've just got to step up and do. And I know, my voters, I think when we get down to it, black and white, and then, I hate to say it like this, but the other category, mine will probably be 50-50. But that's the kind of community that we have in Statesville. And I'm telling you something, guys, you better make sure that people are working for you. You pay too much money, too many taxes, you do too much in your community not to be represented. So just make sure that you're out there, that you're talking to these people, as we're regular people, just like you.
Right.
I was a regular person on last Friday when I was on city council running for mayor. I'm a regular person today. And so your current mayor is going to be too. Your old mayor is too. They're people just like you, and you've got to raise yourself or esteem yourself to a higher standard so you don't feel like these people are doing something special for you.
Correct.
It's your right. You vote for them, and whether you voted for them or not, they work for you. And so when we get that in our minds, we'll have a better voter turnout, and we'll have better representation in our city. Because, guys, I know people in communities that are having like 50 and 60% turnout because people respect the vote. We don't have that yet. And we've just got to work on that. We've got to work on respecting our own vote. You got to work on respecting your own voice. And when we don't have people that you don't respect your own voice and you don't require anything,
right,
you get communities like South Statesville. You get communities like, you get communities filled with poverty, and lack because you're not respecting yourself enough to ask for anything different.
We've got to demand it, not just ask, but demand it.
You have to demand that you get the representation that you need because you are a citizen, you are important, and at the end of the day, council, these senators, the governors, guys, they work for us. Every single person in this community has about 15 representatives, and you need to know them.
That is absolutely correct. Kim, I thank you so much. Share with those who are listening who might be looking for their first home, how they can get in contact with you and where you are currently serving as realtor.
So, again, my name is Kimberly Watson. I'm working with Lake Norman Realty. We are the biggest real estate company in the Lake area and in this region. We have an office in Statesville. I'm happy to meet you in Statesville, Mooresville, or anywhere around the lake. We have offices in Statesville, Mooresville, Denver, and Cornelius. So if you are looking for a home or you are looking to sell a property or looking for investment property, do not hesitate to give me a call at 980-759-4114. I've been sharing my information on my social media pages, and that will get more frequent. I was just a little focused on the campaign.
Absolutely understandable.
And you guys don't hesitate to give me a call at 980-759-4114. And I look forward to helping you build your bigger and brighter future.
Sounds like a winner, Kim. I appreciate you so much for the call, and we will return the call and talk about these things that I've got going on that you're going to help us achieve. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'm excited. Thank you for your time, Mr. McIver. You are an awesome man, and I appreciate you just always being an advocate and working for our community and sharing information, and I appreciate what you do every day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate those kind words.
Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
All right, yeah, bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, the one and only Kim Watson. She gave it a good run, and I think she did a great job. As it says there on her profile, a proven leader, a vision for all. And so I think she did a really great job, and she will continue to do what she does because it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We need a village. And we need people like that, a part of our village. I was looking at her profile, and I like how she made a public post, both celebrating and complimenting Mr. Hendricks, who won the seat as mayor of Statesville. And because that's what grown people do, we can't win everything, but when we've given it a good shot, we can legitimately celebrate those who won. Because again, that's what grown folks do, man. If you say you're grown, then you got to do grown stuff. We lead how? We lead by example. Let me share one last thing with you guys, and then I'm going to give you a few teachable moments, and I'll let you go. Is that okay? We want to give a shout out to Natalie James. She joined the conversation as well, and so appreciate you, sis. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video real quick, and then we'll get into it for a quick moment, okay? Let's see here. Bada boom, bada bang. Where's my video at? Let's see here. Okay, you know what Mama told me, right? Mama told me that there's more than one way to skin a cat. So we're going to try to skin this cat a different way, and let you see this video, and then we'll sing you about your ways, okay? Stay tuned. Come on here, somebody. Oh my goodness. All right, let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about this for a quick moment, guys. Now, I don't know if you see what's going on here, okay? But this little girl right here is she did something that most of us probably did not see. Let me see if I can get my thing here to play here. Bada boom, bada bang. It ain't gonna do right for me. Let me see here, because I want to point this out to you. Beautiful song. I guess I better stop it before I get copyright for it. But we're going to talk about this here. Just give me one moment, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful song. And as the little girl is singing the song along with this young man, we see a few things happen, okay? And again, I don't know if you saw what I saw, but here's the deal. Let's see here. All right, let's do this, and let's see if we can get it to work for us. It ain't gonna do right? It ain't gonna do right? Huh. All right, let's try this. Bada boom, bada bang. And, well, I guess it just ain't gonna do right, guys. Let me try this one here. Well, it ain't gonna do right for me, guys. I wanted to. Okay, let's try this then. No, it ain't gonna do it. Well. Let's do it this way then. Let me do this. Okay, so check this out, guys. Check this out. One more time, and I'm gonna get out your way. Okay, I mean now they getting ready to go somewhere. All right, they getting ready to go somewhere. Let me do this real quick. Bada boom, bada bang. They're getting ready to go somewhere. Let's see here. Okay, now you'll notice that he would sing and then she would sing. Okay, and they were going, they were going back and everything, and it was all cool, right? But watch this now.
If God says go, if God
Watch her now. She said, She said, She said, I ain't messing with you. I ain't messing with you. She said, you got that, bro. You got that. So here's Retro's teachable moment. Okay, the first one is, it's okay to bow out. This young girl, this child, she realizes that this young boy has done something that she cannot do. He has gone somewhere that she cannot go. Okay, and so instead of her, trying to do something that she cannot do, what does she do? She bows out gracefully. This is grown man stuff. Sometimes it's okay to bow out gracefully. Sometimes it's okay to say, you know what, bro, you got that. But she doesn't stop there. She doesn't just say, okay, I'm done, and walk away. Look what she does. Watch. She's bowing out. She's acknowledging that you're going somewhere I cannot go. Okay, she doesn't become upset. She doesn't get mad. She doesn't try to sabotage him. But what does she do? Watch it. There it is right there. She encourages him. Y'all got to see what's being done in this. God is talking to you. He's trying to show you something. He's trying to teach you something. He's trying to teach us something. Okay, it's okay to bow out. If you bow out, that doesn't mean you're a loser. And then go ahead and encourage your brother. Let him know, bro, you did that thing. Watch it. I'm done. I'm gonna get out your way. I love it. I absolutely love it. And he did that thing. She said, nah, bro, I can't. That's you. You got that, bro. You got that. And he continues. And now she reassures him and encourages him. Yeah, you got that, bro. You go ahead. And now what she does? She celebrates him. Come on now. That's a teachable moment right there. I'm telling you, that is a teachable moment for each and every one of us watching on today. So I'm gonna leave you alone like I told you I would. I'm gonna leave you alone. But wherever God says go, you go ahead and go. You go ahead and do what God has called you to do. Don't stop till you get enough, because if God called you to it, He will see you through it. All right. Now, again, what you got to realize is it's okay to know when it's time to bow out. Know when to bow out. Bow out gracefully. You know, you don't have to bow out and be upset with those who are continuing and things. No, you don't. We don't do that. Why? Because we grown. Why? Because we trust God. We trust the process. Okay. It's okay to encourage. We just talked to Kim. This was not a part of the show. I didn't even know she was going to be calling, and she didn't know that I was going to actually, bring her in on the show. But again, she didn't win as mayor, but she's still a winner. And if you go down her timeline, you will see that she bowed out gracefully, and she gave the encouragement to the one who did win. Okay. Now, do they agree on everything? I'm sure the answer is probably no to that question. But what I'm saying is, we do ourselves an injustice when we match energy, or when we, don't do things in an adult way. We don't throw tantrums. Know when to bow out. If you lost, you lost. If you couldn't keep up, you just couldn't keep up. If you couldn't do it, you just couldn't do it. If you're right, you're right. You're wrong, you're wrong. You just, and know when to bow out, okay? And then number 2, it's okay to encourage. It's okay to encourage, all right? That little girl patted that boy on the back, and that blessed my soul when I saw that thing this morning. I mean to tell you, it really blessed my soul and my spirit. All right. And then she didn't stop after encouraging him. She then began to put her hands together and celebrate that young man for a job well done. This, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, has been a Retro's teachable moment. Y'all get on out there today and be great. I don't care what you're going through in life. I don't care what you are up against. You get out there today and be great. And be great. How? Be great on purpose. It's your boy Retro, man. We love you with the love of God, and we will talk to you on the next go round.
Hey now, this is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, home of the Moto Mob where legends are made. You are now tuned in to the Retro Philosophy Show. Like, share, and subscribe.
I know,
you know what
Colin.
to do? Press play.
After rain, sun a fi shine. We build for pressure, born for climb. We bend but we not broke every single time. The storm come rough, me not deny. Roof fly away, dream fly high. All heap of people lose them base, but faith still strong in our face. Jamaica tough, heart heavy, yes, but we spirit not dead, it just take rest. From nothing we build back step by step. We hand still strong, we soul still blessed. So when you look on the rubble, remember, we not done, we just rebuild double. Jamaica can't done, never that. We rise again. Same sun, same spot.
We came, we saw, we even almost bought a bike, and so now it's time to get on back down the road. It's always a pleasure hanging out with the Tip Squad.
Man, I got a puppet.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, man. Thank you for letting us know, man. And y'all, I don't know if you guys can feel it, but the genuineness that's flowing in this parking lot right now. We even had Mr. Simmons. He's over there at the trailer, man. Really cool dude. My first time meeting him in person, and it's just a beautiful spirit in this place on today. So it's your boy Retro, man. We out of here. Get on back down.
You already know what it is. It's your homegirl, Lottie Dottie. I'm in the building hanging out with Retro, and he ain't never lied.